Join my mum and I for this episode of Chuffed Adventures as we explore the natural beauty of Semuc Champey before trekking through the ancient Mayan ruins of Tikal. Like all good adventures, this one began with a long journey. The shuttle to Semuc Champey comes right to Antigua and only costs $20 per person. However, it does take 10 hours, which includes long winding mountain roads, construction work, and an hour in the back of a bouncing ute.
Careful. Yeah, that's why I'm not taking my phone right now.
This is the pretty view from our hotel room. We're staying at a place called El Portal del Champey, which is right next to the national park. This is just our accommodation from another view. We are staying right there. Just what you want to hear at 9 in the morning. Difficulty, difficult. Let's do it. More stairs. There's some really high quality of construction here too. It's like a little on the wobbly side. I'm pretty sure this is the final stretch.
I hope so.
Yeah, we hope so. We made it. Semuc Champey is Mayan for sacred water, and it's easy to see why when staring down at these beautiful naturally formed limestone pools. The hike down leads you to the pools for a well-deserved refreshing swim. These stairs down are like almost vertical. Mum's making a little picnic lunch for us. We've got a beautiful view behind us, and in front of us. Did you find the comfiest spot? Life's pretty tough. It was surreal just how beautiful this place is, and the camera does not do it justice. We spent most of the day lounging in the pools before falling asleep to the howler monkeys in the surrounding jungle. Alright, Mum and I just came down for a little swim down by the waterfall, and I'm about to go splunking. So there's some caves here and you do it by torchlight, and a lot of it's swimming, so I'm a little scared. Believe it or not, I do get claustrophobic, even though I live on a boat. But I feel like I've got to do it, so I'm going to do it. Wish me luck. It turns out I was wrong about the torchlight. It is in fact done by candlelight. The tour of the caves is done by local guides, usually boys in their late teens or early 20s who have grown up here playing in the caves and surrounding areas. They light up your candle inside the entrance and tell you to go in and wait for them. Inside is pitch black and you can only see a few meters with the candlelight from the candles and the 6 other peoples in the group. The tour leads you around 1 kilometre into the cave. It begins in shallow water, but as you get deeper and deeper into the cave, you also get deeper and deeper into the water. The cave system apparently has over 30 kilometres of explored areas, but the tourists are taken into the safer and more open areas. Considering we were going by candlelight, I was pretty glad for that. The cave tour definitely required some strength, agility, and a lot of courage, but it really was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience caving like this. With the health and safety requirements of most countries, I doubt caving by candlelight is super common. All in all, it was a really great experience, but I was happy to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I escaped relatively uninjured from the cave. It was a lot of fun. Definitely wouldn't recommend it for everybody. A little bruised. Yeah. And now I'm going to try and swim across the river here, because the hotel is actually just there and it's easier than me walking. And I don't actually think it's a hard swim. It's a little bit of current, but nothing too serious. Sometimes the travel to and from places is just as interesting as the destination. On the 10-hour journey from Semuc Champey to Tikal, we had to cross a small river, and the ferry was nothing like I'd seen before. 4 outboards were attached on rotating tyres with a man on each directing the ferry, 2 on each side. We then continued along the windy roads before arriving at the amazing ancient Mayan ruins of Tikal. Alright, this is our map. To guide us to all the temples and archaeological sites of Tikal. It's going to be another day of walking, I suspect. Okay, this is the Palacio de las Acanaladuras, and it's a palace complex of multiple buildings and communities. They make big giant steps, don't they? I'm going to go through the little tunnel because it looks cool. Maybe I just am being silly. I'm taking photos of Mum, and I feel like this looks a little bit phallic when I took the photo. So a cool fact, the Mayans made the stairs so big because they actually wanted to make it more difficult to get to the top. So the idea of the big stairs is that it was more difficult to reach the gods, which kind of proved how badly they wanted to. So they made it more difficult to climb up. Not so good news for tourists now. This is Temple 38, and like most of the temples here, it's built to face the rising sun. Alright, so this is Temple 5. It was built in 650 AD, making it one of the oldest in Tikal, and it's almost 60 meters tall. So amazing.
On the last platform has 4 rectangular palaces surrounding the pyramids around it.
So this is the South Acropolis. It's not been excavated yet. So a cool thing here is like, you're just kind of walking through the jungle and then all of a sudden you realise in front of you is a bunch of ancient ruins. We're coming up to the Lost World. I think it's also called the Area of 7 Temples. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hence the name Plaza of 7 Temples.
So not only did the Mayans make ridiculously high stairs to prove their love for the gods, but they also believed in human sacrifice. And instead of sacrificing, I guess, people who weren't important in society, they actually only sacrificed royalty. And the royal blood had to actually compete, and it was the winner who was sacrificed because they believed that they would then be reincarnated into something really good like a jaguar. So yeah, so basically would compete to die, which is some pretty strong faith. This beautiful structure is the Grand Pyramid, and as you can see up the top there, we're going to get a beautiful view. So we're going to hike up. How excited are you about more stairs?
Very, very excited. I can't wait to get to the top.
There's stairs everywhere we go. The stairway to heaven. Climbing up to Temple 4 involves more stairs, of course. Temple 4. I need to check whether Temple 4 is the tallest temple, but it's very close. And it's not fully excavated down the front, so that's why we access it from the back like we did. It's a beautiful, beautiful view from up here. Worth the hike. She's freaking. Oh, poor Mimi. This is the front of the Palace of Windows. It's also called the Palace of Bats. You might be able to hear them. I could see bats flying around in here, but I don't see any now. It's safe. Whoa. Oh, it's like a bed or a bench or something. Okay, it's a little creepy up here now. I'm gonna go. There's literally nobody else up here. And I don't know where all the bats went, but they're not here. I could see them from down there, but they might not like humans so much. Alright, so this is the Grand Plaza, aptly named, and Temple 1 is in the background here, and we're currently standing on Temple 2. Both were built around 700 AD, and Temple 2 was actually dedicated to the ruler at the time's wife. And there's also an acropolis on each side. And so the acropolises were like areas where you had people living and administration buildings, and they did ceremonies and other things like that, day-to-day living. So you can't go down into this area, but it's a big, beautiful, like Mayan face. Looks amazing. You can see it a little better from the front here, but it's so cool. It would be probably twice my height to give you some scale. I would like to point out that Mum and I have had a Vegemite picnic in like some of the most famous spots in Guatemala. We take our Vegemite everywhere.
Here we go.
Welcome to Tikal Vegemite.
This is lunch. Down here, Sheddy.
With Vegemite. Crackers, tomato and Vegemite. We're living large. Living large.
I still don't know which amazed me more, the natural turquoise pools of Semuc Champey or the ancient man-made ruins of Tikal. But I do know both of these places should be on your Guatemalan bucket list. Next episode, Mum and I head back to Costa Rica, exploring the jungles, the beaches, and of course, Mum gets chuffed. Until next time, stay chuffed, everybody.